What's going on, people? God, I'm still ill. It's only been 30 seconds since the last video, not even that. But I was watching a video from someone else about common, not criticisms, but I guess traits of INFJs or introverts in general, I'd say. I think every introvert's like this, generally. Which is finding it very difficult, or finding small talk to be a difficult thing to do, or some don't even do it at all. Some can't do small talk at all, and that gives the perception that INFJs are socially awkward, and that they don't know how to talk to people, which in some cases may be very true, because they just don't know how to do small talk, how to open up the person with a few short phrases and a quick conversation, superficial conversation. I'm not a fan of small talk at all. I don't enjoy it. But you kind of have to in a world where most people don't want to have deep conversations. You save the deep conversations and that conversational energy for people who want to do that. And they're out there, you'll find them. And trust me, when you find them, you will want them to shut up, because they'll just keep going. And now you get to experience what you sound like to the average person. Quite fucking annoying. But yeah, small talk, man. The issue of small talk is quite simply put, is this: because introverts and INFJs, I'm going to use that as a reference, tend to have quite a rich inner life, and you see that as a sacred temple. You don't want to share that. I can empathize. I don't want to share that with anyone either. But that's why you don't know how to do small talk, because you don't want to share a lot about yourself. You think a lot of it's mysterious. No, you don't think that at all, actually. You think it's sacred, and you want to protect it. And you are managing the other person's perception of you, you know? A lot of us tend to want to come across as very calm, poised, confident, and, believe it or not, insensitive. Especially men. I don't know about the women, but men. The male introverts, the male INFJs want to come across as insensitive. Men in general want to come across as insensitive because it is seen as unmanly to be sensitive. Depends on what way we're talking. If you're sensitive to the feeling of the world, literature, romance, music, art, intellectual shit, that's fine. But if you let the emotion take you over and make it so that you're unable to work, I do see that as a bit of a problem. But to hide your sensitivity in ways by doing things that you are not is just crude, and it's lying to yourself and others. But believe it or not, INFJs or introverts in general want to portray themselves as the complete opposite of what they are. The inner world is naturally turbulent, if you haven't got it figured out. So you're going to want to come across as poised and calm and confident. I mean, I've been doing this for the last 3-4 years of my life once I realised this. You've got insecurities if your inner world is turbulent, so you want to do the opposite of that. And yeah, I can just keep going, The perception that you are trying to create of yourself is not necessarily who you are. So when you now have to talk to someone, you find it stressful, because you're trying to manage their perception based on your own turbulent inner world. But if you knew that nobody else knows your inner world, nobody else knows your insecurities or your feelings or your thoughts, unless you tell them, which you genuinely do, because in subtle ways your behavior communicates that you are uncomfortable with certain things about yourself, certain factors, certain things, certain issues, whatever it may be. So small talk and meeting people and being social becomes difficult for introverts because of those reasons, all right? And also because they don't like small talk. They like to talk about things they know what to talk about. They like to talk about things like philosophy, anything that you're interested in. It doesn't even have to be philosophy. You could be an INFJ and you're interested in engineering, for fuck's sake. You'll want to talk about engineering for the rest of your life. Whatever your passion is, that's what you want to talk about, because you feel strongly about it. You've got strong feelings of confidence about that topic. You've got strong feelings of passion. You just can keep going on. You know that you'll keep talking about that. You won't run out of anything, and therefore you won't come across as awkward. Okay, now this is mainly for turbulent INFJs or turbulent introverts. Because again, the inner world is your primary place of domain. So you think that your inner world is reality. You think that your inner world is what everybody else sees. No, they don't. No, they don't. And your inner world isn't necessarily real either. It's a place to have a dance and a fun and a joke. And it's definitely fun. It's enjoyable. And it's entertainment, but it's not real. That's the biggest thing that I had to get out of my head. And that's what allowed me to actually be natural. It allowed me to be who I am, and with no reservations. If I wanted to be reserved, I was reserved. If I wanted to be quiet, I was quiet. If I wanted to be loud, I'd be loud. And if I wanted to be extroverted, I'd be extroverted. It was just something that whatever came out, I simply went with the flow. And I put the abstractions and the perceptions and the judgments of myself completely out of the window. I threw it out because I realized that that is not real. This is a place of domain, and I can order it if I want, or I can let the chaos consume me. And now I have to deal with social anxiety and awkwardness and all of this stuff because I'm believing the abstractions in my own head. That's called neurosis. And if you're a turbulent INFJ, guaranteed you are going to have a lot of neuroses. You're going to be a neurotic person. And in order to cover up your neuroticism, you're going to do lots of things to pretend that you're not neurotic. And that's why small talk becomes difficult, because it's a exercise in trying to not come across as neurotic. Again, this is for the turbulent INFJs or the turbulent introverts. If you're a assertive introvert, an assertive INFJ, you most likely will have figured this out by now, and you will already be on the path to not giving a shit about all of this stuff. So you will come across as an extrovert in almost every situation. You won't care about what people think about you, and you will also become an introvert in any situation, and you won't care what people think about you, because you understand and realize that you are who you are, and other people's judgments don't matter, and nor do your own judgments really matter. So the only thing that matters is you're here, which means anything can happen, and anything does happen, or anything doesn't happen, right? So the key to this, and the key to developing small talk with other people, because small talk is how you make little connections with little people. It's how you network. By little people, I don't mean small people, I mean just lots of people in a small location. The key to doing that is to have a active outside life, external life. Okay, that's the key. The key is that you have something that you're doing in your life right now that engages with the external world, because now this gives you a commonality with other people. Of course, this isn't necessary for all situations. You could just have a lot of internal shit going on, and you know which points that you could use to empathize with other people and build a connection or a conversation out of that. But for the small talk, for the sensory shit, you just want to have an active life. You want to be reading stuff. You want to be involved in the media or politics or the news or sports. You know, bodybuilding for me, for example, that's one that I'm really interested in. And it's one of those things that's physical. And it's one of those things that I can talk to other people about. And I can actually be kind of an authority in it. That doesn't mean that I'm a fucking professional bodybuilder. It just means that I'm passionate about the subject. And I want to talk to other people about physiques. I want to talk to people about health and fitness. I want to talk to people and even help other people develop a good body, just like I'm helping myself. And it's one of those things that allows me to make small talk connections really easy, because there's a commonality. I mean, this guy, fat, overweight, he wants to lose weight, but he doesn't have the motivation to. Okay, I know how to talk to him. I know how to make a connection, because I've been where he has been, you know? But that's just one example. The key to small talk really is to forget about judgments, forget about perceptions, and realize and understand that they're just illusions in your head. They're not real. They're not real. Your thoughts and your feelings are fun. They're a fun experience, but they're not real, and they don't necessarily relate to the tangible world, because it's just a perspective. It's just a subjective opinion. Opinions are anyway abstractions, because most of the time, your opinions about anything have to do with a strong feeling about something. Feelings come and go. So you'll have a strong opinion about someone when they've done something very nice for you, or done something horrible to you. You have a strong feeling about them, and you make an opinion about them. this person's amazing, or this person I hate. But then a few days later they die, or they do the opposite. They're either mean to you when they were nice, or they were nice to you when they were mean. Now your opinion of them changes now, because it's based on a subjective feeling in the moment. It's not necessarily true. Same with yourself, insecurities, perceptions about yourself. I'm not good enough, I'm this, I'm that. Usually it's down to a feeling that you're having in the moment. You've probably thought about something about yourself, and you've got a feeling about it, usually negative, and now you've got an opinion out of that. And when that feeling goes, eventually, it always does, unless it's depression, where the same feeling just gets recycled over and over again. When that feeling goes, your opinion now changes about yourself. At one point you were like, oh, I hate myself, man, I'm so shit, I'm never gonna be able to amount to anything. And then a few days later you get a call saying you got this job, or you know, you're getting promoted, and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, I'm the best person on earth, I'm amazing, I can do anything. You know, it's like, opinions are abstractions because they only take a small amount of data into consideration. Wow, I went off tangent there. Anyway, your key to really just becoming more of a well-rounded human being is to forget about the perceptions and the judgments and be in the moment. And by being in the moment, I simply mean observing everything. Don't be involved in it. If anything arises, let it arise. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just be here. And always have your eye on sensory perception. That means seeing what's around you, feeling the inner body, or the blood pressure in your hands. As I'm walking right now, I'm feeling my feet on the floor. It's pretty nice. Or your breath. Just have an eye on your breath and follow it. Okay? These are all things to just keep you grounded in the moment, so you don't get carried away by abstractions and useless mingling of thoughts which take you nowhere. Okay? So anyway, we went off topic, but I'm sure that there were some good points there which you can use to help you be better at small talk. Alright? But anyway, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.